would you let your 19 years old self sleep with your wife?
No, 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 no. I don't even think my girl would do it too. No,
I
no.
always thought about that. Thank you for listening and watching to your favorite podcast. This is the Maximum Filipino Show. We are back in this setup in this room. We're doing. This might be an afterflix, maybe not, depending on how the conversation works. But we're gonna talk about mainly the Netflix original series. I just want to start an afterflix before the whole afterflix. The what do you call this? The show before the show started flooding, because a lot of them are starting up. We have one this month,
Moonlight.
Moonlight,
The Boys might be coming soon.
Moon Knight,
Moon Knight.
not Moonlight.
Moon Knight.
Moon
Moon
Knight.
Knight.
Yeah, we have one that's Moon Knight, and then the boys are coming. Not like the boys people, the boys like the show, the boys from Amazon Prime. So we have a lot of shows are starting back up, and then Disney Plus just released more trailers like She-Hulk.
Oh yeah.
I think
And
Miss Marvel is gonna be a TV show.
Yeah, I think so.
So a lot of them, and then Netflix finally got all their Disney shows or Marvel shows from Netflix, like Luke Cage, and all that, Jessica
yeah.
Jones, and all of them. So they got it back. I don't know if we should do any of those, but yeah.
They're quite long. I've seen only season 1 and 2, but I kind of got bored after that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're talking about Adam Project. This is a Netflix original
Yes.
series. Freaking Ryan Reynolds has been having a lot of shows on Netflix. Like Ryan Reynolds is almost like a favorite character or a celebrity in Netflix.
That Netflix used. What else? What movies were he in? There's
He got that one. He got the one with. Wait, I thought no, that
Underground
was in
6
yeah, 6 Underground. There was another
or
one.
that
Um,
with Ryan in it.
yeah, no, I don't think that was a Netflix show. Wait, was that a Netflix show? The one with The Rock, where he was a thief.
Yeah, that was also in it. It was on Netflix with The Rock.
And Gal Gadot. I forgot what's the
Yeah,
name.
yeah, that one. Red Notice.
Red Notice. Oh yeah, that is a Netflix show. I thought for some reason I watched it in theaters, but I guess not. So yeah.
It would be. It seemed like a theater kind of show. If they were to compress it to a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's that.
Wait, that was a TV show? I thought that was a movie.
Yes, it was a movie. You're right. It's a movie.
Oh, okay.
I just completely forgot. But there's that. I guess there's 3 hit movies with Ryan Reynolds.
And then Adam Sandler and the whole gang is
Starting
is
to feature in it?
still no, it's still there. Like they were like the first people who started like Netflix original movies, you know? Like
What other big
like Ridiculous Six, the one with him and David Spade.
Oh, okay.
And then the
that's
one
right.
with him and Kevin James, like they do a lot of Netflix original shows. Like they're the first ones. Well, one of the first people who started Netflix original movies in there.
That's true. I remember that.
Because
Yeah,
there's
Adam-
also one with the Adam Sandler, and he's like a shoemaker. And every time he makes a shoe for someone, and every time he wears those shoes, he turns to be that person.
Oh, I
Yeah, it's like one
guess
of
I
those
haven't seen that
ability.
one.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like I said, they were one of the first people who started Netflix original movies. So with Adam Project, this movie we're gonna talk about time travel again, but this one seems like a little. It's so there. That we know of, there are 3 different kinds of time travel.
Right.
The one with the Back to the Future kind of time travel, which is still a little debatable if it is, because, like whatever you do in the past, if you go back in the past, it will change your future, kind of thing, right? You also have the the multiverse time travel.
Mhm.
You will make a different timeline
Yeah.
wherever you go. It's like Endgame and things like that. There's also like a Harry Potter time travel, um, where if you go back in time, it will not change anything. It's like when you go back in time, it's basically just part of your whole timeline. So
Oh.
yeah, so it's basically just happened. So if I nothing is really gonna change. No matter if you talk to yourself and told yourself about everything that had happened in your life, that's gonna happen. So it's like that's another kind of time traveling.
How about
Like three different kinds, three main kinds.
the one that we were just talking about some time ago with Dragon Ball Z, where you know how Trunks comes back.
That is the multiverse. That is a multiverse timeline.
That is a multiverse, but it's just funny how he was able to go back to the very same one. But okay, yeah, you're right, a multiverse one. And this one, with Adam Project, unless you have something else to add on.
No, go ahead.
This one is where timeline is absolute. That whatever you change, it will rewrite the timeline. To make it all connect somehow.
Right.
So, like, cause after recapping on the movie, after they made the change from this point, it rewritten itself. That they didn't have to go back in time or jump on a ship to go back.
Yeah.
It just
No, I think this one is a multiverse timeline.
You think?
I think it's a multiverse timeline. I don't think it's a rewritten timeline.
Oh, that's
I
how
think
they
it's a
explained it.
multiverse. No, I'm pretty sure it's a multiverse because I have a not a working theory. I have a theory that their dad was killed because of the lady, right? The main lady. Like she got him killed. It wasn't clear. We know that it was like in an accident, like a car accident. I think she planned to kill their dads. And that's how she got a hold of the whole Adam project. But now in the when they went to that timeline and they saved the dad, so I don't think that dad's gonna die.
Oh, so it's almost similar to the Loki timeline where, what's his name? The guy that they met before he became king.
Yeah.
Where he tries to control the absolute timeline where he meets all his other guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what did he kill them or something like that? I can't remember if he killed them or he stopped them from.
Yeah. To make the ultimate, like the just one timeline.
So you're saying is that's what she did? Mia, what Mia did, going back in time to stop. Wait, I'm confusing myself. It's always confusing talking about multiverse, man.
Right. Anyway, hold on. So after Flixes, we're gonna. I know we dived into the Adam project right away, but after Flix, I feel like my mic is too loud.
Yeah, it's picking up even every footstep you're making.
Well, because it is a condenser mic. So After Flix is about reviewing and talking about some original shows and movies from original, like subscriptions such as Netflix, Hulu, and things like that. We try to make it strictly just those subscribe applications. So yeah, we're talking about Adam Project, a Netflix original movie featuring Ryan Reynolds and Mark Ruffalo or / other Marvel
Right.
Marvel characters, because most of them are Marvel characters. Anyway, so yeah, multiverse. It's a little confusing, but if you think about it though, the dad still died in the kid's timeline.
Yes.
So when he went back to his own timeline, it's still just him and his mom.
Yeah, I was thinking that something related to the what if, where his death is absolute. That's because I trying to make sense of how the movie went or how it made sense to me, because the way they explain it, time rewrites itself. But when they went back to their dad to try to stop the timeline or stop the timeline from changing for the first time around,
Yeah.
like you said, his dad still died. So I assume that the dad's death is still an absolute point in the timeline that will make a difference into these kids. Because they, like you said, there was no dad, and he still ended up with his girl, and later on in the future. So that's how I understood it. Maybe it is a multiverse thing where one thing was changed, but they just broke another branch. But I really think the way in the movie explained it, timeline has its own mind where it rewrites itself to make sense. Whereas like, okay, this piece is broken. Let's try to
No, because this is the whole, and Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory explained about this. This is the whole dilemma of going back in time. So the first Adam, the grown up Adam, went back to time to meet his younger Adam. Right. If that whole thing that had happened when his dad got killed and then the lady ran the whole thing, there wouldn't be a Adam, older Adam, going back in time and telling his younger Adam. Like that whole thing will be erased. Like the whole memory will be erased. Like the whole thing. Like for example, if you aggravated me, right, and you punch me in the face, right, like Will Smith, like you slap,
okay,
like you slap me in the face, and then I'll go back in time 5 minutes ago to stop you from slapping me. There won't be me being aggravated to go back in time to stop you from slapping me. Do you get what I'm saying?
Because if you stop it, it would disappear, right?
Yeah. If you stop me, there won't be any decision for me. If there's no multiverse, right? It's the same timeline, changing it.
Okay, I see where you're going.
So if you slap me, go back in time 5 minutes ago to stop you from slapping me, there won't be me deciding to go back in time to stop you from slapping me. Then that process of going back in time wouldn't happen.
Yeah, because you stopped it from happening.
I stopped it from happening.
So you basically clipped the movie scene. The moment you stopped the slap, you just clipped your future, your existing timeline,
right,
where you came back from.
Right. So that's why it's multiverse. It's gotta be multiverse.
I get that if they don't disappear right away, but if they like, for example, if the whole Will Smith example. Hey, I still respect you, Will Smith, just so you know. But if you watch this, great, thank you. Anyway, so if he were to go back in time to stop his hand and then disappeared, then it'll make sense that timeline has rewritten itself.
Right.
It's still the same timeline.
Yeah. But why would he stop you if that thing didn't happen if there's no multiverse? Think about it. Like why if he stopped you, right? If I stopped you from the future going to the past, if I stop you from slapping me, because the only reason why I went back in time, because you slapped me, right? And that's the only reason why I went back in time. Now, if that whole first source got stopped, there's no reason for me to go back in time to stop you. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I do get it, but I feel like there's two ways you can play it, where the whole concept of rewriting is what I still think it's still a rewritten thing. Maybe I'm not catching the concept yet, but I get there may be another way. But if he so you're saying that the future person from the aftermath, were to go back, that person goes back to change before the event happened.
Yeah.
Then that event or the future he came from would never have existed. Doesn't that fit in the rewritten thing?
No, it wouldn't, because if it's not multiverse,
right,
it wouldn't have happened. Like I wouldn't have so we'll go back to Adam Project.
Right.
If that whole rewritten happened, there won't be an older Adam that will go back in time to tell his kid, or to tell him as a younger version of him, to change this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like the only reason why he went back in time is because that whole thing happened. That's why he needed to go back in time. You know what I mean? But if that whole thing happened, there won't be any Adam going back in time and telling his younger self, hey, we need to change this whole course. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. I'm still trying to
That
figure this
that
out.
and in the idea of not a multiverse, let's keep in mind that if, let's say, multiverse of timeline wouldn't happen, or it's not a thing, it's just the one verse, one universe,
Yeah.
it wouldn't make any sense. That's why Back to the Future wouldn't make any sense.
Mm, okay. Okay. I'll still think about it. I still believe it's a rewritten type of timeline. But okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, he goes back in time
Mm-hmm.
to meet himself by mistake
Right. Right.
in an earlier self, but this is after his dad died.
Yeah.
And so he kind of builds up a relationship with him. So this movie is like that question when you ask somebody, what would you have told yourself 12 years ago or at your 7-year-old self kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so this movie kind of played out the way it did.
Well, first of all, I don't think anybody is as consistent as you are when you were, because he was 12. He was considered 12.
Yes.
The timeline, the time period when he came back in time is 2022, and he was born 2010. So he's 12 years old.
Right.
Let's say he's 12. From 12 years old to however old he's he. Let's say 10 years ago, 22, right? Let's say
Right.
Adam, the older Adam's 22. There's no way you can be that consistent and you didn't change for 10 years. There's got to be any mannerism, anything that you do in life that will change you drastically. Maybe not, maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It can't be that consistent, Like you are the same. Like that kid, man, he could be a younger Deadpool. Like he's a perfect Ryan Reynolds.
Kid Deadpool.
Yeah, he's a perfect Ryan Reynolds. Either he's doing it as an impression or just acting. He was perfect Deadpool, in and out of the the show. Because during the interview, the way he talked like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. He really picked up the role. So the kid did a great job in playing that part. But yeah, I guess you're right. In reality, your attitude, your mannerism may change. Your behavior, basically. But hey, there's some people who are very consistent with their personality.
He doesn't look like him though.
Of course.
Yeah, it does not look like him.
You know what was crazy though? As I'm recapping, I'm looking at all like the small things. Like, where did Adam get his height? Because both his mom and dad are short. Like,
Right? No, I think Jennifer Garner is tall.
unless the professor is into tall girls.
Yeah,
Because I'm trying to catch that the height difference. I'm like,
Yeah, I think Jennifer Garner is tall.
okay, maybe she got it from
Electra.
his mom's
I
side.
think Electra is tall. All of those are, well, most of them are Marvel.
Oh, you're right. I forgot she was Electra.
Yeah, she's Electra. Yeah.
I completely
She was
forgot.
married to Ben Affleck. Yeah, Daredevil.
She was
Yeah.
in the movie or in
No,
real
real
life?
life, yeah. That's why they did the Daredevil and Electra movie.
I see.
Yeah.
Are they?
They're married in real life.
Oh, they are. Were okay.
We're,
they were.
we're married, yeah. I think though I was pondering about that and thinking about that. What would I do if I go back in time and meet my younger self? I'd probably bully myself too. I'd probably bully myself.
But would you be outsmart by the younger self like this movie?
Probably. I'm kind of so I think when I was a kid I'm more
Witty?
no, it's not I don't think I think I'm a know-it-all, but I'm not outspoken. You know what I mean? Like right now, I might be a know-it-all, like act like a know-it-all, but I'm more outspoken. But when I was a kid,
definitely.
but when I was a kid or when I was younger, I was a know-it-all, tried to be a know-it-all, but I don't say it out loud. I just keep it to myself.
Yeah, you were very, unless you were around your
Timid.
best friends.
Huh?
Unless you were around your best friends. You're probably open to them.
I don't know. I don't remember being like sharing my thoughts and my opinions about anything.
How about Shekinah and Lovely? You were always hanging with them. Well, this is me knowing you in college.
Yeah. So we're talking about like 12. We're talking about when I was 12.
What was I doing? So I was playing ball with my friends
Yeah.
or my cousins. Yeah, I would. if it was me going back, I would have told myself, lose some weight so we can look good in the future. I was a lot bigger when I was a kid.
Yeah, I would probably bully myself too, for sure. And that's not a crime because I'm talking about myself. Like you can't. What are you gonna do?
Oh, wait. This is the time when my dad passed. So I would have said, hey, kid, just suck it up. You're going to make it through. So I have some relations to this movie if I were to go back. 12 years old is when my dad passed. So, yeah, I would have told myself, yeah, you'll move on. And it's not your fault. Not your fault. Because I blamed myself for such a long time. Anyway, so you would bully yourself for real?
Oh yeah, I would bully myself. I'd make fun of myself. I would make fun of myself. I will tell myself, of course, to toughen up, and I would tell myself to that this is just, and I would tell myself right now, all of these are just temporary. Like all of them are just temporary. Like high school is just a temporary thing. But I was 12, so that would be first year high school, wouldn't it?
For you, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. No, 6. Oh yeah, yeah. Hold on. So 6 is first grade, second grade, third grade. Oh, 6. No. First grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth. So yeah, first year high school. Yeah, that would be high school.
I was in junior. No, I think I was going to junior high or still in elementary, on the sixth grade.
High school's my dark time too. Like first year high school is my dark. It's like my dark ages when I was a kid.
For me, it was more kind of aloof, but not at the same time. My first 2 years, it was pretty chill. It's funny how you try to stay away from being among the popular kids, but somehow the school end up knowing your name still.
Yeah.
I didn't. My first couple of years, I didn't do much. I mean, I played football. I was in the drama club and in choir, but nothing to be, or at least I believe I didn't do anything to be noticed. But during my high school year, I think it was probably when I've became more extrovert, like starting to build my getting to know people.
Yeah.
However, I was such a kid. I was a bum. I thought it would be the coolest thing when I was in junior high. In junior high, almost to high school, I would, during lunchtime, I would find a spot anywhere in the school just to fall asleep. And everyone knew about it. So that's the guy that always sleeps around. But when they finally to get to know me, and I told them why I slept around, because I didn't have any friends at the time.
Yeah.
They all felt bad. I was like, oh, man, if I knew who you are right now, I would have been friends with you then.
Yeah. Yeah. Without 12, when I was 12, first year high school, I was in Manila, in Pasay. And I went to Pasay City West High School. That was the high school.
Oh.
And I was bullied, like crazy bullied when during that time. So when
Oh, wow. I
like
didn't know
starting of the years, like few months, I was like try to be the cool person. Like I get to be friends with the tall guys, the athletes and things like that. And then everything went downhill, like I dated 2 girls in my class at the same time. And like one of those, tried to be a cool guy, and then everything just went downhill. Just
wow.
plummeted bad. Yeah, I was bullied. I was made fun of.
Man.
Like I didn't do well in school. I was like crappy in school. Like I think I can say about I pooped my pants at least 3 times in first year high school, and then I have crappy bag. Like my bag is all ripped off and things like that.
Because you were nervous, scared, or that's what happened after being bullied?
No, I just didn't have the good stuff, Like I have like hand-me-down stuff, and I have, like ripped bags, and
when you think you know a guy, this is a story I didn't know about. Being bullied, then, I never thought you were.
What else? No, I was bullied even in senior high school. Yeah, I was bullied almost my entire high school life.
Man, if I only knew you sooner.
You probably bullied me too. I'm just kidding.
No,
but what else? So, but in my first year of high school is when I find out that I could dance, because we always have like a dance competition in high school, and the same people who were bullying me are the same people who's recruiting me to dance. So it didn't make any sense to me. It's like, I would assume that you wouldn't want me to be in your team because you act like you don't like me. But every time there's a competition, they always ask me, and I always wonder why. It's like, well, why are you guys inviting me to do this dance? And at first I thought, that might be the reason why, but at first I thought, oh, they didn't have any other people to join the club, until like this club is starting to grow, but they're still inviting me to do dance. And when I go to my senior high school in our province, I didn't do dance much, but I think I was in third year, junior, when I did my dance, and one of my like good dancers in our class, shout out to Dexy.
Hi, Dexy.
Right? She told me, hey, you can dance. Like, she told me I can dance. I'm like, wait, really? Yeah, you can dance. And then that's how it all started. I do just.
So that was your, not epiphany. It was your turning point. Like, everything just started to go up from there.
In second year high school.
Yeah, the moment.
Yeah, maybe not. I'm still like I said, I was still bullied here and there, but I started to grow my group of friends, because in first year high school I only had one friend. It was my neighbor. And then another kind of a friend, a girl that I dated in sixth grade, and then she just suddenly just hated me. I don't know why. She just hated me, but she still want to be around me. Like, she's always want to be around me, but she doesn't like me. No, like, she acts like she doesn't like me.
Puberty.
And she might just like me still at that time. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, so 12. When I was 12, that was I consider that as my dark ages of my childhood.
Man.
Besides the real dark ages of my childhood.
Painful to hear. I never thought my little bro just gets bullied. I kid you not. This is a story I did not know about. Man.
Yeah. So Adam Project, if you go there, and I think a lot of the scenes, most of Netflix movies, you could tell, especially the American ones, you can tell the writings, the way it's written, it's very poorly written. Like, it's predictable, and it's not just predictable, but it's too simple, and a lot of them doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, a ton of them doesn't make any sense.
In Netflix?
In Netflix,
okay.
Yeah, just Netflix original movies, like American original movies, because Squid Game makes, man, that was a good show. You know, like Alice in Borderland was a great show.
Right.
But a ton of them, it's like Red Notice was predictable. Six Underground was predictable. Like, a lot of these movies, like action movies, they're poorly written. The effects are just, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Backwater.
Yeah. Like for example, the bully scene with the kid, right? And after that, he got beat up. That one was like a little unexpected. That was unexpected. It's like, oh, he got beat up. I thought that would be the time, just like, he will fight back and then he will have his rights. Then he went home, and then he got locked out in that garage. I'm like, why is this in here? Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's so off character of Ryan Reynolds and the kid. Like, it didn't make any sense. Yeah.
I did like the scene, though, where he was running away from his bully when they first introduced, where he was running, and then all of a sudden he stopped at the stairs. It's like, oh, see, he sees a cute girl that he thinks he likes. He's like, oh, and the moment he tried to say something, she turns back, no, no.
Right.
I was like, oh, it was worth a shot. And he runs off.
Yeah, that one makes sense. He's like the kid who has confidence but doesn't have any confidence. Like, maybe he just talks a lot. That's it. And that's his form of confidence.
Yeah, he can talk. He definitely he has a mouth. His mom said he had a mouth.
Yeah. Did you notice some of the nods in the movie? So one of the main nods that I found, that I noticed in the movie the first time I watched it, in the recap, is the huge nod of Back to the Future, right? Because it's about time travel. So if you remember the first Back to the Future, do you remember the mall? What's the name of the mall?
It's been a minute. I
So
haven't.
it's Twin Pine Mall, right?
Okay.
The name of the mall. And then when he went back in time, um, he ran over one of the pine before it became a mall. He ran over one of the pine because there's two of them. He ran over, and then when he went back to his own timeline, the mall became Lone Pine Mall, because it
Oh,
was named Twin Pine Mall because of
the
the
two.
two the two pine trees, small pine trees.
Oh, I didn't
But
know
he
that.
ran over one, so it became just a Lone
No.
Pine Mall. In this one, the name of the the motel or the hotel, the motel where they stayed, it's just Pine Ridge Motel.
Did it change?
No, it's just Pine Ridge. It's like the
Oh,
whole pine thing is a nod to Back to the Future of the Twin
okay.
Pine and the Lone Pine Mall to
Pine
Pine
Ridge.
Ridge. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I would never have picked that one up. What other nods did you catch?
I mean I didn't really pay attention that much, but that's the only thing that I
Mm.
noticed. Their graphics though were great. I know I said that their graphics are a little backwash, but whitewash, backwash, shallow. I don't know.
Backwash. I think
adjectives, but
water down for sure.
watered down. Yeah, yeah. But the effects that they used for the younger, that lady, the main lady, I forgot her name.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the younger one and the older one. That effects was great.
I think her name was Mia. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because you could still somewhat see the what do you call that, CGI or graphics on her,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they did a great job in maintaining her look from her
Yeah.
older and younger self.
Well, it's not as worse as Paul Walker in Fast Five. That one was terribly CGI.
I didn't.
Remember when he died? Because he
I know he
died
died.
in the middle of finishing the movie. So when they were driving off in the end of the movie, when Vin Diesel,
Oh, I gotta see that. I didn't notice.
yeah. So when they were driving, right? Because Paul Walker already dead. That scene when, like, Paul Walker and his family was playing at the beach. That wasn't Paul Walker. That was his brother
Oh, and they
playing by the beach.
CGI'd his
And then
face.
Vin
Okay.
Diesel just left, started driving, and then the Paul Walker, which was his brother, drove and catches on him, and he said, "Do you think I'm gonna leave you by yourself or something without saying goodbye?" And they CGI'd the face of Paul Walker on his brother.
Oh, I did
But
not
you
notice
could
that.
you could tell it was CGI.
Well, maybe I didn't notice because this is from the time where I was just caught up with the moment of the story.
yeah.
I was invested. But this guy, he sees other details. I probably haven't seen it. If I watch it now, maybe I would.
Yeah, yeah. The Zoe Zendaya, Zoe.
Oh, I forgot she's also part of Marvel. She
Not
was from.
Zendaya. Zoe. It's Zoe. Let's say Zoe. I forgot her last name. Her last name is kind of like Zendaya, but it's not, because Zendaya is MJ from Spider-Man. Zoe,
Um,
I forgot her last name, but yeah, Gamora in which, hold up. By the way, that beginning of the show reminds me a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, it gives
The
me a
opening?
Guardians of the Galaxy feel because of the space and then the song.
Zoe Saldana.
Zildania. There you go. Zildania. Yeah. Yeah, the whole opening with the space and black hole and the fight scene in the space with the ship and the song, the background music, it gives me a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy feel. But yeah, so the whole thing was great. It was awesome, with Ryan Reynolds and the way that whole thing was played. The ending was a little cheesy. It was all right. What else? What else you got?
This movie was more for like a father son type movie, and if the age were to be found, it would be around the right age, 12, 13. Like, this is where around between 12 to 14 is where boys try to act tough or try to see cool things. At least in 12, 13, right?
Yeah.
Because when you get in high school, then that's where, like you said, try to
Yeah.
act cool and all.
Yeah.
But 12, 13, you still have the edge of, still in imagination world, love playing with your toys, or at least playing video games at the time. So it makes sense why he said is like, it was, what did you say? It's like, it's not surprising. It's a given. But it's a decent movie. I can give it I don't think we rated it unless we want to save her later.
No, hold on. I have a question about this movie because it's going back in time, your old self, right? And I know, the younger Adam is really young. He's like 12. So let's say you're married, okay? You have a wife or a girl. You go back in time and meet your 18-year-old or 19-year-old yourself. Would you let your 19 years old self sleep with your wife?
No, 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 no. I don't even think my girl would do it too. No,
I
no.
always thought about that. It's like, would you let your girl sleep with yourself
But if
if you
you
go
can,
back in the past?
if you can sway her, man, you must got game at that time. It's just like, if,
I don't think I will be able to pull out. Pull off.
no, don't pull out,
No,
pull off.
pull off. Yeah, I won't be able to pull off my wife. That's a for sure thing. Yeah, if like 18, 19 years old, there's no way. There's no way. I don't have that much confidence. There's no way.
If I were to, if I was 18, 19 and were to see my future wife, nah, I wouldn't let my future self.
Yeah. But what if your future wife said, "I will sleep with your younger self"?
I was like, no,
Now,
no,
would that still be considered cheating?
no. That just tells me who you really are.
No,
You like a younger me.
No, but it's yourself though.
It just kind of
It's like,
no.
Like, listen to me. No, listen to me.
That
though.
breaks a
No,
lot of
but
laws
listen to
here.
me though. Listen to me. She was attracted
When I say
to
law,
your.
I mean moral law.
She was attracted to yourself, but the younger self. She wasn't attracted to any other guys, but your younger self.
It just opened doors of something that was hidden in that person, but she couldn't because she does have some moral sense. But since it's my guy, I can pedophile my little guy.
Not too young. I'm talking about like 19 or 20 years
Still,
old.
it's just
Like what? Like let's say your wife is, I don't know, like 35, and it's like a 20-year-old self.
Oh man, 20?
Yeah.
Still no. No.
I don't think it will be considered cheating, but
No, that'd still be wrong.
because it's weird. Okay, it's weird.
No, I would say no.
You know what I
Say
mean?
no. I wouldn't feel comfortable.
At
But
20 years old yourself. Now let's step it up a little bit, just a little bit a notch. What if you go back like a year ago in time?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so.
Really? Not even a year ago?
No.
Because yesterday is a little. That's just like, okay, whatever. Maybe it's just the thought of you seeing your wife with someone else, whether you or other people. It's like detrimental for yourself.
Yeah, nah, I wouldn't feel comfortable. I don't know. I'm trying to think, would it be okay or not? But all my nerves and telling me is like, nah.
Yeah, because that's not me. That's not. It
Yeah.
is me, but that's not me.
She's my girl now, and that my now girl stays
yeah.
with me.
Go get your own other.
Get
girl.
your other guy from the other time.
right.
Now
Yeah.
that's the trick. Okay, that was a good question. But I asked myself, so what if I were to see my girl from a younger year,
When she was 20, yeah.
when she was 20, at my later years, my future self was like,
Yeah.
no.
Like, what if your girl's okay with it?
Oh no! It just all goes back. Then it goes back to that one movie. I don't know if you've seen it with the missus.
Yeah.
The Time Traveler with the guy from. Oh, the first Hulk.
Okay. Ed Norton?
No, the very very first Hulk before Ed Norton.
Oh, the big guy?
Yeah, he's the one. No, oh, I guess you haven't seen it. It's the one that played in Troy. It's not in the movie. The role. Orlando Bloom's brother, the older brother.
Okay.
I don't know if you recognize his face.
Troy's not Orlando Bloom, though.
No, I know there's Brad Pitt. Orlando Bloom was the.
Oh, is it? Okay. No, I don't know that.
Well, I'll show it to you. So there was an actor there, and in the movie, basically, he had his ability of time travel. It's either he had no way of controlling it, or he had a disease that caused him to go back and forth in time.
Yeah.
But his timeline only affects those he knew dearly. So he happened to have met his younger wife.
Yeah.
When she was a little girl, like Addie's age.
Oh, okay.
And but he didn't know at first who it was until she started to get to know her, because he didn't know why he was going back in time for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So he got to, play with her, got to know her. Then he realized who she was. He kept it a secret, but she kept telling him because they're always playing like pretend.
Yeah.
And she keeps telling him, "You're gonna be my husband, okay?" And then, lo and behold, but he kept going back in time in the future and the past. He ended up meeting his girl, the same one, but she already knew his problem. So he told him, it's like, I know about you. I know your issue. But we've been together. I love it. I knew you were a kid. Yeah. Okay, but there was a part in the future. He what's the word? He basically cut himself to not be able to. There's a word for it, but you'll probably know. To not be able to give to have his girl get pregnant. Because every time they try to make it happen, the baby that's still in her, she also inherits the ability, but the baby can't control it. So when the baby disappears, it also affects the mom.
Okay.
So he made a decision. What's the word? He basically cut his balls out. He can't. And the wife was really mad about it because she still wants to get a chance.
Yeah.
So what happened was she happened to see her past husband who didn't do it yet.
Yeah.
And she made love to him before he cut himself. And lo and behold, the baby was able to be born. And that baby was able to have better control of the time travel. But basically what you're saying, it happened in the movie already.
Yeah. No, but that was just my running question in my head when I was watching that. It's like, would I let my younger self, 20-year-old self, sleep with my girl,
I don't
or be with my girl? It's like, I mean, it's not gonna happen, but it's like the law of physics will just still say morally, whether I'm not married to that person at that time, but I'm married to her in the future. So we'll be married,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're right. If it was a year ago, probably I'll be able to
be okay with it.
I guess to be okay with it because it's not too far apart. I still look the same from a year ago.
Yeah.
But if it was like as far as 10, 15,
yeah.
I don't know.
What would you rate this movie?
I was gonna say because it
out of 10. 10 is the best one.
I say it was
Oh, you're gonna go 5, huh?
I was gonna say 5.5. Because as a critic, I mean, it wasn't nothing new. So 5.7, 6.
Okay.
Only because it's not original. It's a knockoff, like he said.
Yeah.
Of Back to the Future. So there's nothing really original about it. However, it's really a good movie to watch with your sons or your nephews if you want to just hang out. It's a good movie to hang with your...
Yeah, there's a lot of cuss words, though.
And by the time you reach 14, 15...
It's a lot of cuss words, but there's no skin. So that's unless you consider seeing Ryan Reynolds half naked as skin, but there's no like women naked in the
there was if they did a Hollywood style kind of way, then the cabin would have been the skin part.
Yeah.
But it was all dry.
That kind of okay answered my question, because this part is, would you let your younger self watch you or know that you're making love with your wife?
Well, he saw and he walked away. He's like, nope, not gonna see myself do this.
Have fun, guys. It's like, okay, all right. But yeah, that was just because when I first saw that, I was like, do I find this weird? Okay, granted, he's really young. He's 12. Okay, but what if he's like 18 or 22? And would it be weird if you're in the same room as yourself? I mean, and then I didn't go further because it can get a lot weirder from there. Uh, but yeah, that
But
was just
if I were to add on that thought, knowing who I am and how I was
Mhm.
raised and how my mindset was, nah, I wouldn't have not have myself see it.
Yeah, I might rate it as 5.8. It is a 5.8. I was debating if it should hit 6. I think the only way for it to hit 6, right? The only way for it to hit 6 um if how would it hit 6? It would hit 6 if there are more. I feel like the whole space fight was lacking. Granted, it's not a space fight. It's not a space movie, but the space fight is lacking. I wanted to have more like jumping into different timeline, like while the chase is happening. You
To
know,
emphasize the timeline thing.
no, not just that, but just to emphasize the whole time travel. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
like
emphasizing the ability to time travel, like
yeah,
not just flying to different times, some kind of weapon or some kind of tool that also extorts timeline or time travel.
well, I'm mainly that, but I'm mainly talking about like what if he jumps to a different time travel where the mom was giving birth to him, and then while like during the fight, and then he will jump again while like during graduation, and then jump again during like and things like that. So
Didn't
just to
that
emphasize the whole Adam Project time travel.
didn't that happen in the What If Doctor Strange one?
No,
I feel like there was a scene in the Marvel movies where they keep hitting each other, but they keep going back in like different times. But it's the same two guys fighting each other. I'm trying to remember what it was. But
maybe
anyway,
you probably think about Rick and Morty because there's some scenes in Rick and Morty
Rick
like
and Morty
that.
does it a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you might be right. It is probably Rick and
Yeah,
Morty.
it is Rick and Morty. Especially when he went to his friend's brain, and they have to jump to different timeline for memory to escape. And they were in the band. They were in the stand up comedy. They were in the like a lot of different things. But
Even
yeah,
Morty did something like that. He kept going into different worlds or times where he was trying to fix his grandpa's mistake. Rick,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, okay.
Uh,
So something like that.
yeah, something like that. I think Loki, like the show Loki, really emphasized more of the multiverse and how it can be fixed. And like I said, the movie is not fixing multiverse. It's not about multiverse. It's just fixing the whole future, right? But the Loki really emphasized more and gave us more idea on how time works because they have weapons that slows down people. They have weapons that go faster. They have weapons that will disseminate you, disintegrate you in time. Like they are the so far they are the pinnacle of time shows. They give us more about time and how it works, and it could change, so we have to go back and change it back, so we will go in the just single universe. But yeah, so I needed more of the time travel because he gave us the time travel, but he didn't give us more of the time travel.
Right.
Uh, but yeah,
So we were kind of close.
yeah.
Um,
Who's your favorite character?
I have to. I mean, because they were the only ones.
Yeah,
I think it was the little kid.
yeah. Well, besides the main character.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else.
Well, they're both main character technically.
Yeah, they're both main characters, and all the side characters were very few.
Yeah.
But if it has to be a side character, well, I can't say side character because I don't know. But my favorite scene.
Yeah. No, my favorite character is I'm pretty sure he's Filipino. I haven't looked it up. It's the assistant with the burnt face. That guy.
Oh, him.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
pretty sure
think
he's Filipino. He's gotta be Filipino. Either Filipino or Vietnamese.
I didn't. Have you watched Triple X? He wasn't. No, was he in there? I think he was in there.
I haven't seen that. The old Vin Diesel.
Yeah, but the third one is where they combined all the triple X.
Yeah. No.
Well,
Triple X is different in the Philippines.
No, because he played a role in the Philippines, or seen in the.
No. I'm saying Triple X is different in the Philippines.
Oh, okay, I get that. I think it's different everywhere, even in
Triple X means X-rated movies
I
in
know.
the Philippines.
It's also the same in Samoa, also in France. I was there for a little bit, but you think it's Filipino? I don't know. I thought he was Vietnamese.
Yeah, I think he's Filipino. He looks like Rufio from
Rufio.
Yeah, that he looks like a lot like him. Yeah, what's your favorite scene? You said.
My favorite scene was, I just mentioned earlier, that little funny moment where he was at the stairs before getting bullied, getting rejected.
Oh yeah.
And then there was another one. Trying to remember if it was another funny moment. Can't remember because I skimmed it right through it. But there was a moment where the dad, I think it was emotional, and every time I watched it, when I watched it, I guess it still hit me. Where the moment the dad tells them, "I know I'm gonna die," but he didn't tell him straight, but he gave him his last words to Ryan Reynolds, saying like, "Son, I love you,
and I'm proud of you."
Yeah, I'm proud of you. That was a good moment.
Yeah.
I know there was a funny moment. I can't remember. Oh, another good moment is when Ryan Reynolds got scolded by his little self. Not scolded in the sense, but being told right when he was at the hotel that you mentioned, where the boy comes out telling him, "You at the time where you're at, you hate him, but since I'm a kid, I remember still loving him and getting the difference." That was a cool scene. But I know there was a funny moment. I can't remember. But yeah, those are my few favorite scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Another, I actually don't have anything specifically, but another nod, and we talked about this. I told you about this when we were watching the show. Is when little Adam got a hold of the staff, and then just during the last scene, and then he jumped, and he said, "I did a superhero landing."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was a superhero landing.
That's right.
Yeah, which is a
That's
nod
right.
to Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it for this podcast. It's not really very extensive. I just wanna do a podcast, an Afterflix podcast. We've been doing a lot of Learn Filipino pod. We've been having a lot of guests.
It's fun. They're great people.
They're great guests. I just need to edit them so I can promote them somewhere else. But yeah, well, thank you guys so much for joining this podcast.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions, just email us, themaximumfilipino@gmail.com. Come follow us, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all that good stuff. Just look for The Maximum Filipino Show. Go watch us on YouTube. Just look for us, and you'll find us there. If you like our setup, if you don't like our setup, if you have any comments, please let us know. Click and subscribe and tell your friends about us. Tell your friends about us. I'm CB.
I'm Wakka.
We'll see you guys later.
Late.
Bye.